Welcome to WJZ.com. Welcome back to town. Derrell Edwards.
Yeah.
Welcome.
NASCAR.
Thanks for having me.
Member
Thanks for being
of
here.
Richard Childress Racing. Member of the pit crew, the winner of the Daytona 500, Austin Dillon.
Awesome.
The three car.
That's cool.
Wait a minute. Let me get my NASCAR caliber plugs in here.
That's it.
Number 3, Chevrolet Dow Richard Childress Racing.
I like
entry.
it. I like it, Marty. That's perfect. That's perfect.
This is a picture of the car,
That's the day after.
the driver, and the owner, Richard Childress, who's a legend in all of international motorsport. And you guys are all behind at the Daytona Museum.
Yeah, I'm right in the red shirt.
Where?
Look like the only one in the red shirt.
Where my cursor is, right there.
The Wolf Pack.
Yeah. The fellas are like that right there.
You know, let me find that other shot of you. I got some. I brought so many of them.
Images up.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
It's just an amazing thing. Amazing thing.
Yeah.
You know, I'll tell you a great story. I'm interviewing Jeff Gordon. And it was
You
about.
did?
Yeah, we were doing a satellite interview with him.
Okay.
And so I impressed Jeff Gordon, who this year I believe is going to NASCAR Hall of Fame. I said, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome the driver of the Hendrick Motorsport, number 24, DuPont Chevy. And I threw another couple sponsors. I said, DuPont Chevy running on Quaker State Motor Oil, blah, 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 blah. I said, Jeff, how'd I do? He said, you forgot Frito-Lay.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
Shame.
It's so many, man. It's so many. It's so, but that tells you, it's so much that goes into these cars, man. And those sponsors, it even gets as small as this, Marty. Where they're placed at on those fire suits or crew shirts is key.
That
they don't want to be next. Yeah, they don't want to be next to a certain sponsor. They don't want to be on the top left shoulder. They rather be, that's
All
how
planned out.
it's all planned out. It's all that big.
You have a great story. You went to Dunbar, played
Baltimore
basketball,
guy.
one of the most storied programs. You're
Yeah.
walking in that gym at Dunbar, and you look up those rafters.
Yeah.
The history.
I'm up there. Yeah, me and my brother. My brother played there.
What was your record?
I'm not sure of the record, but I played all 4 years there. My senior year was when we won the state championships, the 1A state championship. But man, like he said, this is a historic place. You walk around, the banners fill the whole place up. You know what I mean? From back in the day, my coach that coached me won state championships. It's just a great place to play, and my coaches always said there that, play with that poets on your chest is a pride thing. There's a lot of people that graduated from like different schools that were rivals, such as Lake Clifton and stuff like that. That fathers and stuff, it's just a tradition, So when their kids come, it's really important to beat Dunbar. We were always the team to beat. So
do you believe? Okay, so now you're in. You go to college.
Yeah.
Play ball there.
You're still playing hoop. You get an internship. Why did you pick an internship with a race team?
Yeah, how did that come to be?
So I met a guy named Richard Payne. He's the chaplain right now at RCR. He was a fan at High Point University, so he would come to the games and stuff and just watch, and he would mention to me like, "Hey, Derrell, man, you're a strong guy, man. You're a leader. You lead this team great, man. You should come check out RCR. We could use a guy like you." And I'm like, man, the typical answer, I'm going to play ball, man. I'm going to play ball. So one day I took him up on his offer. I was like, man, let's go to lunch. Took him to lunch actually on campus. And was like, man, let's set it up. I'll come up there, I'll check it out one day. So me thinking I got a busy schedule, I take forever to finally get up there, but I do eventually get up there, and I'm just overwhelmed with everything and how that whole organization ran, from them guys. You got the suspension room, you got the fab shop. It just was a whole assembly line that it took so much, and it was just a spotless place. It was a good vibe for me, and it was a family atmosphere as well. So, and every place I played ball, it's always been a family atmosphere. So that drew me to RCR.
How much did you know about NASCAR beforehand?
I knew nothing about NASCAR besides being a kid. Like I told somebody early on in the interview. On a Cheerios box, maybe, seeing a car on a Cheerios box at that time as a kid. So I knew nothing about it.
Wow.
Nothing.
When you walked into Richard Childress Racing, did that history, that confidence you got at Dunbar, help you move forward to the biggest league in American motorsport?
Absolutely, man. And not only going to Dunbar, but just being from Baltimore, man, Marty. growing up fast here, you know, maturing early, seeing things I shouldn't have seen as a kid. That was it. That's the stuff that motivated me, yo. When you're a kid, you always talk with your friends. The goal is always to make it out, you know, and that's probably just the typical story for a kid in Chicago or a kid in Detroit, you know. So that was always the goal, man, and that was the drive. And going to Dunbar, just those rough atmospheres, you know, going over to Walbrook and playing Walbrook Junction. Those games weren't easy to play in, you know, and being the key guy, I got everyone's best shot, you know, so.
So now let's take this to racing. I just brought up a picture of you
With the
posing with a Harley J. Earl trophy.
Yeah.
Winner of the Daytona 500.
That's
Yes,
it.
that's you in your work clothes.
Yeah.
So
With the champion hat right there, that's a hat people would pay a lot for right there.
yeah, it would. Yeah, it would.
That thing still got confetti and stuff and wine and champagne on it.
So now the race is winding down, and you know a pit stop's coming up. It's key. It's critical. Every quarter of a second counts.
Yeah.
So now you bring that Dunbar, that Baltimore back out, and you said, I've been in tougher spots. Let's just get this done.
Yep. Man, when it comes, it's a little different when it comes to NASCAR. I've tried to take a lot of stuff, you know, how I grew up. And the NASCAR, it's a little bit different, man. NASCAR is its own beast. So more so, I'm always talking to myself, I'm like, slow is fast, slow is fast. You're slow in your head, but you're actually moving fast during the pit stop. But if you can slow it down to yourself, the pit stop will go smooth. If it feels slow, it's actually fast.
Just describe to the audience real quick your job during that 14 seconds.
Yeah. My job during that 14 seconds is to hang a 75-pound tire on the right rear of the car, then translate over to the jack man, run as fast as I can around that car, not miss that peg, jack the car up, grab another tire on the left side and hang it as well.
You say, hey, in other words, like if you were changing a flat, take your lug nuts off, you pull the tire, put the other tire on the hub.
Right. We change all 4 tires and fill it up with gas in 14 seconds.
Incredible.
I need to start my own business after I'm done.
You've been showing us videos, and then you practicing too.
Yeah, man. So you are now a role model, whether you wanted to be or not.
Right.
And I'm going to throw some NASCAR kudos down here. They have the Drive for Diversity program. You came into NASCAR a different way.
Right.
But NASCAR's like, look, we're not a bunch, you know, white farm boys running around the South. We're people who love racing.
Right.
Anybody who loves racing. There's the guy that builds Jimmy Johnson's engines, engineer. Has no arms.
Yep.
I think he got his degree from Bethune-Cookman. Yeah, as long as you're a winner, as long as you can do the job,
man.
as long as you got the brains.
Exactly. That's what it's about, man. And you go ahead, Marty. I'm listening.
No, but what I'm saying is, you're now a role model. You, Eric Almirola, Daniel Suarez, Bubba Watson,
Bubba Wallace.
Yeah, Bubba Wallace.
Yeah.
Bubba Watson, Derrell Wallace Jr., Bubba Wallace. Whether you like it or not, you're a role model. How does that play out week to week?
Man, it's huge, man. My older brother Derrell always told me, you know, first impression is everything, you know. So it's big, man. I treat myself, you know, like I'm a professional athlete. You know, I carry myself well. I'm always, you know, trying to be on time or early, you know, just those little things you learn, you know, coming up and playing sports. It's big, man, and I'm gonna just keep going from here. Like, I just got to keep going because, like you said, there's always a kid watching. If I could touch one kid, you know, that's big for me.
Well, but in a NASCAR race, you can, with the correct pass, which you can purchase, you can walk through the garage, through the pits before the race. Well, hot pass during the race, cold pass before the race. You can get this close to the athletes. So now here's some little kid. I don't care if it's a young African-American kid, young white kid, young Asian kid, but they're looking at you.
Yeah.
Like, I want to do that.
Yeah, they're at all, man. When they see us, they're like, man, these guys are great, because then they go up in the stands and they see us work and see us do, you know, work together as a cohesive team. It's like, man, I definitely want to try to do that someday. You know, it's not the typical NBA, NFL, but man, we do some risky stuff. You know, it's time. I've been hit by cars. I've been bumped by cars, you know, going 40 miles an hour. So it's definitely risk taking.
Well, when when the car behind him pulls out, he's got that 70-pound tire, and he's grabbing that jack.
Yeah.
He's passing him about a foot and a half.
Oh, I can feel him. I've quenched up, you know, because you can feel him. You know, I mean, right on the back of you.
Everything has to be so perfect.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Even the guys behind the wall, Marty, are huge, man. We get into it sometimes because they don't do things perfect, and it affects our pit stop, you know, which is big. I mean, it's our livelihood.
It's just wild. I got to get the plug right.
Crazy.
The number 3 Dow Realtree Chevrolet for Richard Childress Racing.
Yeah.
Part of the part of the Coca-Cola racing team.
Yeah.
In the NASCAR Monster Energy.
Beyond your hat.
Yeah. That's it right there, man.
You know what? Not a lot of people can wear that hat.
No.
Wow. You know, we could talk forever. It's great having you back in town. You're real inspiration. You're a real role model. And anytime you want to come in, talk a little motivation. Yeah. Anything we can do, that door is always open.
Okay. Will do, man.
Even if you hadn't won the Daytona 500.
Yeah. I don't know. But yeah, man, that's an honor, man. I'll definitely do that for sure. Anytime in town.
Thank you very much for being you and being real.
Yep, gotta be, man.
And thanks for patronizing me. I've been, because you know, I'm like this NASCAR geek. And I've just been sitting here running this guy's ears off. I mean, I've just been burning them.
I've heard it all, man, you know.
Yeah, but you know what? This would be like some kid sitting here talking to Manny Machado.
Right.
It is what, it'd be like you talking to Harry Potter.
Come to life.
Come to life. All right, Lynn, let's get it out of here.
Thanks for joining us here on WJZ.com.
Oh, yeah.